Hello, all you ladies, lovely ladies and gentlemen, and all you troglodytes. Welcome to episode 6 of the Player 3 podcast, the season finale, where we'll be discussing, for the first time, but not the last, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I am Ryan.
Yeah. I am John, also known as the People's Dude.
I'm here. Present.
Indeed, you are.
That is Dylan.
And
What
so,
you think?
Okay.
we have a lot to talk about Smash. So today's episode will be about the DLC fighters exclusively.
Yep.
All the ones that have come out, our thoughts on them, all their supplementary content, their music, their stages, the public reaction to them, and then to end it off, the speculation for the single remaining fighter to come out in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Sad boy hours.
So if you're watching this about 6 months later, don't worry, we're gonna look really stupid when we guess wrong about that last character.
Dude,
I'm not guessing wrong.
I cannot believe we didn't see Charmander coming, dude. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. It really is.
Bulbasaur.
So to start our journey off, we have 2 fighters passes to go over, but one DLC character precedes both of them, and that being Piranha Plant, which is, in my opinion, a bit of a joke character.
Why?
He's absolutely a joke character, and that's great.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know if you're
viable. He's viable.
okay.
What are you talking about?
Kind of. He's won a major. Fun fact: a major tournament. So the thing
That
is,
was early though. That was right when he came out. What wasn't
Probably.
it was
Probably.
like 3 to 6 months after he came out.
That's early.
So here's the thing about Piranha Plant and about the Smash competitive scene as a whole. Japan and US are completely different ball games. Japan is much more zoner heavy. They play Mega Man and Duck Hunt and Piranha Plant played as a zoner is good.
Zoner as in like spacing and then
Spacing,
coming in.
projectiles, yeah. Projectile players primarily.
Okay.
Okay.
And the good ones, not like a Belmont.
Mm.
And so Piranha Plant is actually played by one of the top Japan players, and he isn't.
Okay.
He
Where were
isn't.
you telling me about this?
Yeah, he isn't a bad character. Now he's not my playstyle, so I don't play him. I think he's fun for what he is.
I don't
But,
like his playstyle.
I think his Poison Cloud is really cool. I'm not gonna.
So-
Yeah, that is a bit of an overpowered move, the Poison Cloud. Also the Spike Ball, I think is what it's called.
The Spike Ball is his. It is his best move.
You know what I
Um,
don't like? For me, and this might sound dumb,
Mhm.
but I don't know. Call me crazy. I think that characters that are visually confusing to look at are hard to play with because in my head, it's hard to conceptualize like what I'm doing. Like I much prefer, like if you think about it, I'm thinking about this right now. Every character I've ever mained has been like leaning on like the more human side
Yes.
with
And
like,
even if
I always lean like Luigi, Sheik, Captain Falcon.
and the thing is, even if we like go beyond Smash Bros, we dive into other games. You got Kingdom Hearts, you got Crash Bandicoot. I know Crash isn't he's not human, but
He's humanoid.
he's humanoid.
Yeah, he's human, yeah.
Sora's obviously human, so like it's
I
easy
just
to
prefer to
imagine.
look
It's
at
easy
that.
it's easy to imagine playing a game with those characters because they're humanoid. But isn't there like a game, Stray, I think it's called, where you're playing as a cat? Could you imagine playing that, like controls wise?
That's what I'm saying. Like things that are visually confusing for me tend to be just unappealing. Like I just can't get behind Piranha. Like I can't play Duck Hunt either because I'm like, what
Yeah.
am I doing? I don't know. Like I can't understand what I'm doing visually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Like I can.
I should have prepared by bringing my Switch in so I could have the roster up to look at. I don't know actually who's the most visually complex character. I think there's an argument for Bowser Jr. The
Yeah.
card as well as the
Right.
individual.
Like, okay, so, and I can't get behind that because I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm grabbing. It doesn't look like I'm throwing a punch or like striking.
Or
Like, it
yeah,
just
or
looks-
swinging.
It looks funky. It just
Yeah,
looks
it
funky.
does. I'll give
Yeah.
you that. It really does. And Piranha
Yeah.
Plant definitely deserves to be on that list because of that. But
I will say too, he's at least visually distinct. What I would hate is like weird, like non-humanoid, and samey. Like
Mhm.
I would hate if there was like an Ivysaur 2 who looked very similar to Ivysaur but wasn't. That would be
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, you mean like how
Um,
there's 3 links in this game?
Yeah, yeah. And they're at least visually distinct from each other to a decent degree. Young and
I-
Toon are a little close, but
Yeah, I was about to say I would disagree with Young and Toon Link,
yeah.
but I guess
Well, they're
seeing
completely
as
different styles and hues and everything.
and I guess seeing as like the whole slogan with Ultimate was, "Hey, everyone is here." That means everyone from all the past 4 Smash Brothers games, including all 3 Links. Like, it's easy to assume that the adult Link is going to be in the game, or in this case, the Breath of the Wild Link. But also, Toon Link and Young Link are like, well, they were here before, so they might as well be here now, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
As-
let's be entirely honest. Doc Mario, Young Link, and probably, let's see, who else? I had a third of mine. Pichu are never going to be and should never be in another Smash game.
Yeah.
Why do you think
Because-
they are never going to be? Why do you say that?
Here's the thing.
Because, go ahead, John.
I have a very interesting perspective on this. I main Mario sometimes, and as a Mario main, whenever I play as Dr. Mario, he feels the exact fucking same, except his down attack. I think it's his down tilt. Is a spike, whereas
his-
Mario spins.
His down B is different. It's not flood. It's the invincible spiral that
Yeah.
can actually give him some lift, and then his up B is actually significantly smaller.
Hmm.
And those are the meaningful differences.
Yeah.
He's also stronger. He kills way earlier, but and his
I
forward
think-
air is a spike. There's a lot of nuanced things.
I think definitely in the future he should just be an alternative costume for Mario.
I completely agree. Actually, that's something we should tackle in our second Smash video is why hasn't Nintendo been selling alternate costumes, like really distinct ones?
Hmm.
I don't get that. I think that would be a really good way to pad the
Well,
life
$2
cycle of the
a
game.
pop.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really would be.
like imagine, I don't know, if they had like a Twilight Princess Link or Ocarina of Time Link skin, where it's like polygon-esque.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just sell that for $2.
That'd
For
be,
just the Link skin, or like packs of them. Like,
Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
$8 for the original N64 cast alternate skins.
that'd be
I don't
kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. But
But we're getting a
Anyway.
bit off topic. So
but it's good to cover. But back
Yeah.
to Piranha Plant. Do we want to discuss the community reaction to him, or do we want to handle our individual thoughts first, apart from how he plays, but his inclusion in the game as a whole?
What the community think?
yeah.
The community loved it. They thought it was hilarious. Generally, because I think a lot of people understood, okay, we're getting him for free if we bought the game early, which a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And if he comes out later, he's not a great character. I don't need to fork over the $6 to get him. So the community thought he was funny. They thought it was fun. They thought it was good because it was something Sakurai actually wanted to do and not something Nintendo's pushing down on him. That's generally the community consensus.
Hmm.
And you know, every fighting game kind of needs its joke character. Though typically the joke character is bad, and Piranha Plant isn't bad. But and that's actually pretty much where I stand on. I think he's unique. He's like the only minion we have in the game.
Hmm.
Like, and I think that's cool. And so I am happy with him. But what are your guys' thoughts?
I was initially really pissed off because I thought he was the first spot on that fighter's pass, and I was just like, this could have gone to someone else more deserving. Yeah, I could think of like 20 more deserving than an enemy in a few of the Super Mario games.
Next
But
is,
after I learned that it wasn't part of the fighter's pass, I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't really give a shit. Sorry, what you were gonna say, Dylan?
I was gonna say next is that well, I don't know the name of it, that chomping thing on the chain.
Chomp?
The chain chomp.
Chain chomp. Next is chain chomp.
He's already an assist trophy.
Oh,
Fair
is
enough.
that-
If that's a deconfirm, then he can't get in.
oh
But no,
my
I don't
God.
think that's the rule.
No, I like Piranha Plant. It's,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't think I ever. No, I think I probably played him once to try him out, but
Hmm.
Yeah,
like I said,
Yeah.
Visually, I think it's funny, but it's also for me, I can't play it. It's confusing. I just
Yeah.
can't play it.
Well, and I'll say this too, because there are always people who will argue like, oh, they take up a slot of someone more deserving, and people would probably say that about Piranha Plant too, even though he wasn't one of the Fighters Pass. And to that, I'll say yes and no. He obviously took dev time, and obviously he is like a slot in the roster. He's memory in the game, whatever. I think one big thing about all the DLC though, there are two big things: time and licensing.
Mhm.
And the licensing for Piranha Plant would have been incredibly easy, and that applies to Min Min, Byleth, and there's another Nintendo who I'm forgetting, I
Yeah.
think. Oh, Pyramithra. Is that those characters are very, very easy to get. But part of this is like has a political element. I'm sure like the negotiations and the cost, and like Microsoft, for example, is probably like, okay, we're giving you Steve, now you got to give us something, give us some Mario crossover, something. There has to
Yeah.
be some level of negotiation,
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
because Plant doesn't have that complexity added to him, I think that he doesn't take up as much time and effort as say Kazuya or Steve does. So
Yeah.
he takes up a slot, but not as much of a slot, if that makes sense.
A half slot.
Yeah, because he's half effort
Yeah.
essentially.
So,
So that's my thoughts on that whole argument.
fair enough. All right, so we got Piranha Plant, and we're ready for that Fighters Pass 1. And suddenly, there's random character named Joker shows up in the game from Persona 5, which me and Ryan are
Yep.
now fans of.
Yep. Now hold up your hand if you knew who Joker was. Hold up your hand if you knew who Joker was when it came out.
For Smash?
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I did not.
Yep. I think
Here's
a
what
lot
else.
of people didn't.
Yeah. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
Apologies.
Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's pretend the past like 12 months didn't happen and we're not Persona fans. We just know Joker and how we felt when he initially came out.
Dude, that's gonna be hard for me.
Yeah, I know
Well,
it is.
I will say, slight story. I was actually at work when I heard Joker was in the game, and I was gonna be like, a Batman villain. That's really, really weird.
Yeah, I also
Um,
felt that way. I was also, wait, Batman villain.
Yeah. When I heard Joker, I'm like, what are they doing with this clown, man?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, is he like Joker from Mortal Kombat, or what's
Right.
going on here?
Right.
And I wasn't watching the Game Awards. I didn't know the Game Awards were happening.
Mhm.
So I didn't see the trailer at all. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, who is this character? Like,
Yeah. That's generally the reaction of almost everyone that wasn't a Persona fan.
yeah. Now, this is something to note too. Persona 5 is by far the most popular Persona game. Came out in 2016, 2 years before Joker's reveal. I think Joker, the time of the Game Awards, was the same day Smash came out, December 8th, was it?
I can't
2018.
remember.
I think it was like December 8th, December 7th, 2018. And I think
let me
Joker's
check.
reveal was the same day. So I got home and I just wanted to sink my teeth into the game. And it was a good time back then. I was like, okay, Joker, this guy looks cool. He looks unique. We knew nothing about his moveset at the time. And then people were popping off when we saw his like crouching animation for like the second teaser, and they're like, oh, we have his official render through a 7-Eleven ad. Like the amount of hype for the first character was insane, and it has only gotten less and less and less. And I think that's because like as more fighters have come out, people have realized there's less slots for their character. So people have just gotten more anxious.
Were we looking for when Joker was released or announced?
Announced.
Okay.
The only thing
go ahead. He wasn't actually released for I think 2 or 3 months after his announcement.
He was released in April. He was announced.
Yeah.
He was announced December 6th of 2018.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. Game came out the 7th. He was announced on the 6th, 6 hours before the game came out, because it came out at midnight.
That's hard.
Yeah, and then he didn't come out for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
It was a while.
that was a
Um,
while.
And then we started getting them every 3 to 4 months. I think 4 months is the longest break. But
I don't know. We've been waiting quite a while. After, was it Kazuya? Yeah.
no, it's only been 2 months, I think. 3
When was he
months.
announced? June? May?
July.
July?
No, June.
Yeah.
Huh.
I remember. Middle of June.
The longest gap actually so far, I do think the gap between this Kazi and the next character will be the longest. But the longest gap was between Byleth and Min Min because it was Fighters Pass 1 and 2.
That's fair.
I think it was like a 6-month break or something. It was long.
Yeah.
My initial understanding of Joker, and like, yeah, I had no idea who it was. I also assumed, like you said, I figured, I was like, oh, they're going to take him from Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
Like, I thought they were taking him from there. Then I learned, I'm like, oh, it's just some guy named Joker, some Japanese character named Joker. And like, my only understanding of him at that time was his, like, he is unstoppable. Like, he is the greatest thing that's touched the game. Like, you can't beat him. Like, the only way to beat him is with a what do you call it? God damn it, a Ditto match. And
Oh, yeah. You get that
like,
a lot.
yeah, and like, I was just like, oh my, like, oh yeah, like, Joker cannot be touched. Like, he is the best.
Mhm.
That was my understanding of him at the time when he came out and played as him. It was like the thing. It was like, it's similar to when Cloud came out for Smash
And
4.
Bayo. And Bayo.
Yeah, and oh my god, and I was like, dude, like, Cloud is insane
Mm-hmm.
In Smash 4.
in Smash 4. But that's the idea, was like, Joker came out and I was like, I didn't get that with Piranha Plant, like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but like when Joker came out, I just remember everyone being like, dude is insane, he's the best character that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Like, he's the strongest, like, he's the most versatile, like, all this stuff. That's what I most remember about it.
I remember hearing about that with his notoriety. What I will say is his upbeat to recover is a bit overpowered, and everyone else that has that or similar move for their upbeat is a bit overpowered, because you could be like right at the like point where you're about to explode and lose stock, and you can just come back.
That's actually true for Joker. That's not true for Ivy or Min Min. Theirs are actually shorter. And Violet's. The Joker's is actually the longest.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, with Piranha Plant, it just feels like he was very well balanced and everything. He was fine, for the time. And with Joker, he just seemed ridiculously overpowered, and it felt like I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for a patch to come out where they, where they
nerfed him.
Yeah, where they nerf him. Yeah. So, I mean, that's my thoughts. So,
something I will say about this is the best Smash player in the world right now, MKLeo, was the one who picked up Joker. And up to April, everyone thought Ike was the best character in the game because Leo was playing him. Like, that's how good MKLeo is. And I think Joker is definitely a top 5 character still, and I think back then he was. But I don't think he was as good as everyone thought. I think people just saw MKLeo being MKLeo as a top 5 character and thought, oh, it's all over. This is the best character. So he's very good, but he's not as good as people say.
Fair enough.
Is my take on him. Now, moving on to the supplementary things about Joker, he brings the best music out of all of the DLC fighters to the game.
Except the music that they decided not to bring.
Yeah, that's true. There were more missed opportunities than there were taken.
Yeah. They could have done the Mementos theme. The literal stage is called Mementos. They didn't even include the Mementos music.
Yeah.
Albeit it isn't that exciting to fight in, but I don't know. They included songs from past Persona games where I'm just thinking to myself, now as a Persona player, I feel like it should only be Persona 5 or Persona 5 Strikers.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
again-
Strikers wasn't even thought of at the time. Probably.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is Strikers wasn't out when Joker was
Royal
announced.
Royal wasn't even out when Joker came out.
Yeah, so you can scratch all your Maruki content.
Yeah, exactly. Now talking about Mementos, the stage itself, I love the asymmetric design. I love the slant. I think it's only 2 platform. I love Mementos. It's a great stage, hazards on or off, casual
Yeah.
or competitive. It is too big for 1v1. Sonic can outcamp anyone.
Mhm.
That's bad. But I think for a 2v2 competitive stage, it would be very, very good.
Is it long or is it high? Like
Both.
tall?
Both.
Okay.
It's just big.
So
And its blast zones are big. So
Yeah.
the stage is big, and then the blast zones are also big.
so
This
here's.
would. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna
No, you
say
can finish your
this.
thought.
So this would actually be good for heavies too. Heavies are good on big stages because they can survive forever, or small stages because they can kill immediately. Heavies are bad at medium stages, and that's all that's legal, and it's very
Mhm.
frustrating. And so heavies are artificially nerfed that way.
Yeah.
So I understand Mementos is too big for 1v1s, and I think it is legal 2v2s, and I love it for competitive play.
Yeah,
And
that's
if you're
fair.
playing with someone who won't camp you out, I think it's even fun for 1v1.
That's
I love
fair.
Mementos. It's
Um,
it's also my favorite DLC stage.
okay. I'm gonna hit you with a bit of a hot take.
hmm
So here's my hot take. I don't like Mementos, like the stage.
Oh, hello. I can't
So
even tell
here's-
you what it looks like.
here's the thing.
Leave me out of this. I don't even know what
Mhm.
that stage looks like.
Here's the thing. Let's say you're playing Persona 5 or Royal, doesn't matter, one of the two. You go into Mementos. Do you expect the exact same floor layout every single time you go there? No, you
No.
don't. No, you don't. I think it should be more like Mario Maker in the sense where every time you play it, it just like switches from like 6 different like pre-made layouts for Mementos. It doesn't have to be too ridiculous or groundbreaking. It could just be slightly altered, slightly different. This platform's over here instead of over there. Something like that. I don't know. But just keep like the blast zones the same and everything and the aesthetic.
I would personally argue against that because my favorite part of the stage is the Phantom Thieves showing up, and I think that would be harder to implement with a procedurally generated stage, like it's procedurally generated in Persona, and also the fact that you get the whole Mementos map in the background captures what Mementos is the best. I personally think.
Okay.
I
mean,
am very
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair to say. Is there anything else we wanted to mention with Joker or his stage of Mementos?
Do we want to? So every DLC character generally has a gimmick, and we haven't talked about Arsene at all.
Yeah.
So I think we should talk about their gimmicks. What do you guys think about Arsene?
He's fine. He doesn't really accurately represent what Joker can do in Persona 5. I know you said he can use Curse in Persona 5, but he can't like seep away slowly at the enemy's HP in that game. That's just not how it works. So
that's true.
and I don't know how I feel about him getting like him doing more damage with Arsene and him having an alternate recovery as Arsene with Arsene. I think
I do like.
I almost
Go
feel
ahead,
like
though.
it should be a little bit more like Heroes Down B, when it like you got the 3 or 4 different options of like different moves you can do. At least do that and just do like elemental abilities. I was actually playing what was it, Super Smash Flash 2 with Sora, having a very similar setup with Thunder, Fire, and Blizzard. Give that shit to fucking Joker's Arsene and then have it operate the exact same way.
So you do have to at some point separate representation from gameplay engagement and gameplay design. I think the taking away health over time is fine because there's nothing else in the game that does that. And it's very unique to Joker, and I like that about him.
That's
All of them
why
are
I
throwing
don't like it.
Pikmin. All of them
You-
are
you
throwing
don't-
Pikmin.
I guess, but that you can stop. Like they do mechanically function different. Because you can hit the Pikmin. It's
I
not
guess.
guaranteed. And then I think Arsene is maybe a little too good, and Joker without Arsene is maybe slightly too bad, but he's more close to how he should be.
Mhm.
He's really good with Arsene.
Yeah.
I do like I do like how generally he works with Arsene. I think his down B and his side B are a little too good, maybe. Specifically. And it's also weird that they chose Arsene because literally you can have him for one fight and then send him into the Persona grinder and never see him in your playthrough Persona ever again.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
It's odd to include him, but like I get it. He is Joker's like true Persona.
Yeah.
So,
And it
but
does kind of
as-
make.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of does make a return later on in the game, but yeah.
kind of. But another thing too, is what was I gonna say? I think it's a little too similar to Cloud Limit, but as a gimmick, it's fine. But that's all I really have to say about it, unless you
Okay.
two have something to add.
No, I agree with John. I don't like stuff that is like,
Damage over time.
yeah, that and then like on top of it to give him the boost too.
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
Fair.
eh.
All right, so hopes were high for the Smash community after Joker came out. People were expecting quite a bit. And then they announced, I think, that there was going to be a Square Enix rep in the Fighters Pass, and we were thinking, Sora,
I don't think that was ever
Sephiroth.
announced.
I thought I heard somewhere that they were going to have one.
I think that was a leak. I think that was only leaks. I don't think it was
Anyways.
ever officially confirmed.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, people thought Sora, Sephiroth.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else? Like a character,
I mean-
another Final Fantasy character like
Lightning or
Leon, like
Noctis.
Squall.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we get Hero from Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Before Hero came out, I had zero idea what Dragon Quest was, and I got berated on Twitter for saying that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say Smash fans on Twitter, not a healthy scene.
No,
Stay away.
Not at all.
Now this is something that has to be remembered. This is E3 of 2019, and Hero isn't the only one announced here. Banjo is also announced. So this is actually an interesting strategy. Dragon Quest is as big in Japan as Final Fantasy. And Hero is very, very popular there. Japan doesn't give one shit about Banjo and Kazooie. They really don't.
So it's almost like they did both at once to appease both audiences.
That's exactly what they did. Now, you and I think all three of us, as non-Banjo and Kazooie people, were just left disappointed. But the plan and it generally worked, was to please Western and Eastern audiences. And I do respect it, and I understand that Smash is an international game and has to please people from many, many demographics and communities.
Mm-hmm.
So, not disappointed in the reveal. A little personally frustrated, but I understand, and I will be compassionate toward the plight of needing to represent everyone.
Yeah, that's fair.
The reveal was fine. The reaction was fine. The Smash community was toxic after Hero. They weren't toxic after Joker. No, there wasn't really much toxicity about Banjo. It was all about Hero.
Yeah.
Moving on to Hero as a player, I hate him. He's
also
probably
hate him.
my least favorite character in the game.
The way he operates is so frustrating because it's really his entire shtick is RNG based.
Yes.
It is RNG based. Press down B. You got 4 options, completely random. You could one-shot your opponent, or you could, I don't know, heal a little bit of damage.
Mhm.
It's never clear what's gonna happen when you press down B.
Yeah.
And then if you're like falling and you're trying to recover, it's like the longer you hold up B, the more effective it is, but you're still falling. So it's just like, it's kind of not really working the way it's supposed to. I don't know.
When you're charging it, your fall speed slows by quite a bit. And it also takes more mana. Now, the thing about Hero is I don't think he's good, but he's also not fair. And
Yeah, I was gonna
he
ask you, isn't he banned?
no, he was banned for a short time in specifically Australia, but he's never been banned in the US.
Okay.
Now I'm on the side that I think he personally should be for that reason, even though he's not good, he's really not fair. And people have made the argument, oh, Peach, Game and Watch, whatever, but that is such a small portion of their kit. Whereas with Hero, it's
like
at
all of
least
it?
half of his moves.
hmm
So I am just not down with it. I don't think it's good.
Right.
And even looking at the individual moves themselves, like so you have whack and thwack, the insta kills, whatever. Those are balanced. So like maybe they'll kill at 0, but they probably won't. Maybe they won't kill at 100, but they probably will. Whatever. Snooze is really strong. Accelerotl, Amp, and whatever. Those are all really good. The things that buff him. There is one in particular in his kit that is broken, and it's called Magic Burst. Now, if your opponent is recovering low at 40 and you Magic Burst the edge, they die. It does 60 damage and they die.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, Hero has 2 final smashes, Magic Burst and his actual one. And it's just one
And
he
the
can
thing
randomly
is-
draw in game.
And the thing is, that's so unfair because you could play with the Smash Ball off or the final Smash meter off, and he still can do that move. He still has that final smash, and it's
Now,
broken.
the thing, yeah, and it lasts like up to like probably 12, 15 seconds, which is a lot in a fighting game.
Yeah.
Now, it does drain all of his mana, but the fact that it's an auto kill is kind of insane, especially used right. Once again, I don't think Hero's good, but I think he's so frustrating to lose against in the fact that worse players can so easily and randomly beat better players is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say I don't appreciate him in a casual sense, in a party game sense. I love Smash Played as a party game. I think it's very fun for kids and people who are worse at the game to be able to play it without having the better one win all the time, because that can be frustrating.
Right.
So I do like Hero as a casual player, but I do think his design in terms of competitive is poor, and I would like to see him be banned, even though he hasn't been a problem, just on principle. And that's my thoughts on his gimmick and everything, and the fact that he has the most moves in the game is kind of insane.
Yeah.
But
I have a fly move. Sorry.
It's honestly whatever. So do you guys have anything else you want to add about his moveset or his gimmick?
No,
I hate it. That's all.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
do
don't
we-
like randomization and
Yeah.
characters for the most part.
And
RNG.
I also hate it on Game & Watch. I don't hate it as much on Peach. Getting Mr. Saturn and Bomb is big, but it's not game ending.
Yeah.
Yggdrasil's
Now-
altar is not good. That's all my thoughts on it. It's a little too distracting. Not the
I can't-
worst, but it's a little too much.
Yeah, I
it
can't even
starts as-
remember it.
It starts as a takeoff stage, and then it flies around the world of Dragon Quest. And with hazards on, it has like platforms that spawn in treasure chests, and sometimes the treasure chest can be a mimic. It's fine. I don't like it, but it's fine, I
Yeah.
guess. It might be my least favorite. It's a contender, at least. I don't know
Alright.
if I definitively have one.
So, Hero was not the only character announced on, what was it, E3 2019?
Yep.
We also got Banjo and Kazooie, or just Banjo Kazooie, announced. Huge W for our lads on the Xbox fandom.
Mhm.
What do we think of Banjo and Kazooie, though? I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
I don't want to
no.
go first.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
fine.
I don't want to go
I-
first. Go ahead.
I don't like their playstyle. It is not for me. I somewhat respect their playstyle. I think they're one of the more interesting zoners. Wonder Wing is their kind of unique mechanic of a move that you can only use so many times in a life. I actually think that limit is too high. It's not actually the best move ever, but it is pretty good.
Is that their side B?
Yes, it's their side B.
I feel like it
Um,
reminds me too much of Charizard's side B.
Yeah, they have different trade-offs. Charizard hurts himself like 10 every time he uses Flare Blitz.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Banjo doesn't have that problem. And you can actually counter Banjo. Fun fact, you can't counter Charizard's Flare Blitz because it's actually technically 2 hits. So you counter the first hit, that's weak, and then his second hit, that's armored, hits you. So never counter Charizard Flare Blitz. That
There you
aside,
go.
he plays as his owner. His grenades and pellets are good. And then he has his mechanic I actually like the least is his grounding down throw. So he'll stick you in the ground and then he can smash attack you. I actually don't like grounding throws.
I don't like that
Um,
either.
I
And
don't
then
either.
there's several characters in the game that have them. It's too easy of a kill. It's like nest back throw where it's like, okay, kill off a grab that easy is kind of ridiculous.
Right.
But he's probably the most basic DLC character apart from maybe Piranha Plant. Or maybe Byleth, I would say. But he's fine. I have no issue with him. I wasn't super excited for him, but I was, I guess, happy for Banjo fans. Spiral Mountain's cool. The fact that it's like turning. I think Spiral Mountain is the best part of him.
I still can't really remember it too well. These
God,
stages.
you need to play more Smash.
Well, the thing is, I'm only playing like Battlefield or FD.
Oh, fair enough. I just do a lot of random stages. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh. But then
now,
again, I guess I could with hazards off.
yeah,
At least for
And-
fun.
yeah, and his music is fine. I'm not a big fan, but they had the original composer come back, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So Banjo and Kazooie, half a thumb up, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And
Yeah,
again, I'm gonna
like,
say this.
eh.
Like, it's the same thing. I don't like these dumb, confusing looking characters. I can't play them. They feel like sort of sloppy in a way.
Yeah,
Like, I just
that's fair.
I can't get behind it. I don't know. Like, am I
So
crazy for that or?
So before
No, I
we move
don't
on,
think so.
I do want to pose a question to Dylan. If Crash is announced, would you consider him a humanoid character that's easy to play as, or a non-humanoid character like Banjo Kazooie that
I guess
is
it would
more
depend
difficult?
on. It would depend on what. No, probably a humanoid that's easy to play as. It depends on the moveset, I guess maybe.
That's fair.
But like, because like, and here's the confusing part about these characters. And when I'm saying this, like they look confusing. It's like, okay, so like take Duck Hunt or Banjo and Kazooie. Like, okay, so there they are. They look fine, I guess. But it's when you get to the moveset and it's like hard to understand what you're
Yeah.
doing. It doesn't feel like there's an actual exact accurate representation of what I'm clicking, what you're doing. Like, it just feels silly. So like
Yeah.
I would say like when I say that, like half of it is like just purely what you look like. Another half of it is like how does it feel?
Do you
Mhm.
not like
Crash
so?
looks like arms, legs, human.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the moveset.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: a character who's entirely humanoid but has a funky moveset that doesn't work how you'd expect it. Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer's
Right.
one
Don't
of the
like-
most accurately represented humans, but
Don't
has
like
a
it.
goofy moveset.
Yeah,
So
don't
you don't
like
like
Wii
it.
Fit Trainer.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. That
Don't
makes
like Wii
sense.
Fit
Yeah,
Trainer.
it is very wonky.
It's like weird, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a package
I-
deal.
Wii Fit Trainer is like just a human. Okay, so and then
Yeah.
moveset.
Yeah, I understand.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
at the end of
moving
the
on.
day,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say at the end of the day, it's like a package deal with moveset and physical appearance. You know, you kind of
Yeah,
have to have a bit
visuals.
of both, at least with the, especially with the moveset. You know, if the moveset's good, your character is going to be easy to play as, easy to pick up and play.
Yeah.
Probably one of the reasons why like Mario and I don't know Kirby are so easy to pick up and play as because they're so simplistic with their moveset.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's,
Kirby does have a few moves that aren't, but for the most part, it's pretty simplistic.
Yeah, and that's actually a consequence. As more characters are added, they each need something that's never been done before to make them distinct because
Mhm.
the Smash 64 cast is all very basic. Because they came out with a very basic game, where they just needed to cover the groundwork.
Mhm.
But then every game the characters have gotten more complex. The Smash 4 characters are all like really weird compared to the Melee characters.
So
And
after,
so,
oh sorry,
yeah, moving on. There's Terry from Fatal Fury,
Terry.
and Terry might have been my most frustrating reveal because I never heard of Terry. Now
Oh,
for
he's
context,
nice.
like I said, different regions Terry is actually to please the South American and Central American communities. Fatal Fury is very big there, and fighting game communities as a whole are actually bigger in Central and South America than they are in North America. So I've never heard from someone from those regions talk about Terry. That's my understanding of why he was put in the game. I do not like him. I do not like his playstyle. I hate all of the fighting game characters equally.
Oh god, glad we're all
Let's
there.
see. This
Ryu,
is
okay, Ryu deserved the spot. Ryu's a little different because like
No,
he's
Ryu's
so
cool
he's
and
so iconic.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
cool, he's
Um,
iconic.
So and like being a fighting game character was unique to him at the time. But like
Now it's just like go for
now there's
like,
4 of them. Now there's 4 of them.
we were
Yeah.
right.
And they have a lot of the same mechanics. They're always facing you. They have special inputs which are unfun. They're
Mhm.
super like learner unfriendly.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And Terry especially, considering he has a different front and back B, is really weird. I really don't like it. Power Geyser's a dumb move. Um,
Oh boy,
Yeah,
he really
okay.
doesn't like Terry.
no,
Wow.
I'm
Tell us how
Terry.
you really feel.
I'm tearing into him. Yeah, Power Geyser, dumb move. Buster Wolf, less dumb, but still dumb. Jab Jab Power Dive is the dumbest 40% combo I have ever seen. A 40% combo that is easy to do off of a jab is stupid. And a 40% combo off of a down tilt, which shield pokes, is stupid. Down tilt up B. Poorly designed character in my
Yeah.
opinion. Not good. Actually, I disagree. Go Terry is the second best character in the game, right after Pirate Mytho. Obviously, he's at 100%, but in terms of like actual what you can execute, he's insane.
All right. You
yeah,
got that
not-
off your
not-
We
chest?
might as well just move on. My god. I mean,
yeah, not a Terry person. His stage is cool though. His stage
All I'll
is cool.
say is this is the the third character so far of 4 characters that I did not recognize when they first released or was announced. So I had very low hopes for Smash DLC at this point, and I still kind of do. Yeah, I don't know. He's just very frustrating to play against. I think he pretty
Yeah.
much covered the reasoning as to that. His
His
stage
music is
pretty
fine.
cool. His stage
His
is pretty
stage
cool.
is very cool. His stage is very cool. Super high blast zone with the walls that you need to hit people through.
Mhm.
And I, having the other King of Fighters characters in the background is fun. I
Yeah.
like that they have the female protagonist not show up because she's too sexual. I think that's hilarious.
Mhm.
a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Sakurai actually said in the Terry, Sakurai presents Terry, that she doesn't show up because Smash is for good boys and girls, which became a meme. So there are
Fair
things I
enough.
like about Terry, but I don't like Terry.
That's fair. Anything you want to add, Dylan?
No man.
All
Don't like
right,
Terry.
so-
not a Street Fighter fella myself.
That's fair. So
I'm glad you got the series wrong.
We've arrived to our final character in Fighters Pass 1. One that I'm sure Ryan appreciated their involvement in this game. We have Byleth from Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
so-
I'm in agreement with you, Dylan. I apologize, Ryan. I agree with
No,
Dylan
no,
here.
it's actually fine. I actually don't really like Byleth. Byleth doesn't have a personality. It's like a blank slate that you play as to insert yourself over. It's one of those type deals.
Mm.
Not the biggest Byleth fan. The moveset's a little cool, but one of the more bland ones. The
It's
fact
easy
that, like,
forgotten.
yeah, the fact that like up is typically sword, side is typically spear, down is hammer or axe. Axe breaks shield easy. That's all kind of cool. The up B is the real standout. The up B and the neutral B with the super arrow. The up B, that the fact that you can grab someone and then spike them is sick.
Yeah.
I do like that. But that's all I really have to say about Byleth in terms of moveset. Like, it's pretty standard, but it's well designed. It's not broken.
I mean-
Music is fine. I don't think Fire Emblem needed another rep.
That's what I was about to
And
say.
that was going to be my first and my only point is that there are too many of these people. There's too
There's an insane
many.
amount of
isn't it?
Fire
Is it
Emblem
6
people.
or 8?
There's
I'm gonna
eight.
do.
There's 8. Yeah. No, there are too many. 3 of them are from
Ike
3 of-
Marth, Roy Crom, Lucina Byleth,
I have a
Orin.
list right here.
Corrin and Chrom.
Yep.
There's
You were able to name them all. That's impressive.
yeah, I have a list right
didn't-
here. It is
Where did that
Marth,
many?
Roy, Ike, Robin, Lucina, Corrin, Rom, and Byleth. That is an
Yeah.
insane amount.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I thought-
slightly less. That's slightly less than Mario, depending on how you want to count Mario. Like, you could count DK
Yeah.
and Yoshi as Mario, but like, should you?
Mhm.
Um,
Like I could with Brawl and Smash Melee, I think they had a good medium with having two characters, two reps from Fire Emblem. Smash for Wii U.
Brawl. Yeah.
Isn't that what I said?
You mentioned Brawl. Yeah. Brawl. They took out Roy and put in Ike, and I thought
Yeah.
that was good.
For Smash Ultimate, they brought Roy back in. They had 3 reps, and I was like, well, that's a little bit, but that's a little much. But I guess it's fine.
They
It
also
isn't like...
they also added Lucina and Corrin too. So they were up to
had
5. And Robin. They
5.
actually had 6 in Smash 4. Smash 4 is where it started. They have only added Chrom and Byleth. They had 6 in Smash 4.
And now they have 8.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So
So
that's what I'm
Smash-
saying. There's just too many. Like there's literally just too many.
And
And
yeah.
who is this to appease? The Japanese market?
No, the Toxic Fire Emblem fans. Like, my friend Andrew was like, hose mad to everyone, and it's like, okay, dude, do you not
Yeah.
understand that no one plays Fire Emblem? Like,
Yeah.
Zero people play.
this is the best selling Fire Emblem ever, and it's on the Switch, which has the biggest install base of any Nintendo console besides the Wii.
Yeah.
And it only sold like 6 million units, which isn't a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. The stage is cool, I think.
Yeah.
The transition stage. The market is fine. The representation of the characters is cool. I'm someone who decently liked my experience with Fire Emblem Three Houses. Never finished it, but enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed with Byleth.
Mhm.
So
I don't know.
I don't think it was Nintendo's move.
Yeah.
I don't think it was good.
Really?
All right. So I think it is time for us to transition to Fighters Pass number 2. Now, before this pass
So-
started, we were straight up told by Nintendo, yo, the first entrant in this Fighters Pass, they're going to be from the game ARMS. We were told that, right?
Yes.
Byleth
came out 2 months happened. There's a Nintendo Direct. Instead of announcing the character, they announced the character would come from ARMS. And then it was like another 2 months until the announcement, and then another 2 months until the character came out. It was.
And
it
I
was a
gotta
while.
say, Min Min, it's okay. I just feel very underwhelmed. Ever since he was announced, I've felt underwhelmed by his inclusion. It just feels like it's undeserved. Here's my take. Here's my reason. The game he's from came out, what, 2015? 2016? 2017.
Same
There
time as the
are-
Switch.
There are so many other characters that are more deserving of that first spot. Because generally, for Fighters Pass 1, they used it to generate hype with Persona a little bit, at least a little bit, with all the Persona 5 players and other Persona fans. But with ARMS, you are really trying to appease a small number of Smash players.
But you know what, John? And I'm gonna actually, this just hit me. And tell me if I'm wrong. You guys are a little more familiar with it.
Okay.
Is all of it to appease a certain fan group, or is some of the introduction to a character the introduction to a new market and trying to push a new character? Like,
Yes.
I understand. I hate most of these guys too, and I think it's dumb. But
Mhm.
I think part of the strategy, I don't think the strategy is solely to say, here, guys, like, say Crash comes out, here, Crash fans. I think it's part of that. But another part of it is somebody
Get
like
the character
Ryan
more
say that.
popular.
It's
Yeah.
like, here's an introduction to this guy.
Mhm.
So that you're correct, and actually that's entirely what Min Min is, and it's what Olimar was. It's what several Nintendo characters have been, even Inkling. Splatoon 1 wasn't that big. Splatoon 2 got significantly bigger. They included Inkling to try and sell Splatoon more, and I actually like that. So here's my defense of Min Min. ARMS did not even sell 2 million copies. That
Oh
is
my god,
that is a piss poor start.
that's
Yeah.
bad.
But it's something new Nintendo tried. Now, during the Wii and Wii U eras, everyone was complaining that Nintendo kept going back to Mario and Zelda. They were the Mario and Zelda company. They never came up with
Yes.
new IPs, and they let a lot of their old ones die. Now, I
Yes.
still have complaints with that. Pikmin and F-Zero need new entries and stuff like that. ARMS in Splatoon are steps away from that, and I think they need to be supported and respected. And Min Min is part of that. Min Min is saying we stand by ARMS, even though it is a bad game.
Yeah.
But ARMS 2 could be good though. So I appreciate the fact that they're trying to introduce new people to ARMS and support their smaller IPs to grow them.
Mhm.
I like Min Min for that reason. Do I care about ARMS? No. Now, something else that's cool is Min Min is by polling data, the most popular ARMS character. They did an in-game poll. So they do respect the fans of ARMS to at least include the most popular character.
Right.
So I actually do like how Min Min was chosen. I support Nintendo's decision on this 100%. In terms of game design, I think Min Min is actually unique without
He's
being
alright.
broken without being broken or bad. She's cool.
Yeah, she's not
also,
broken.
Yeah, also, like, this is another thing that was brought up. Smash is kind of a sausage fest, and the DLC was very much a sausage fest up until her. So
That's fair.
I think it's good to include her for that regard too. And obviously there's Pyre and Mythra later.
Wait.
But
Sausage Fest. I thought Byleth was a girl.
Byleth is both. Everyone plays female Byleth though.
Oh.
Yeah, because in Fire Emblem you can play female or male Byleth, and that actually affects who you can romance. Tangent.
Oh.
So yeah, Min Min, cool, well designed. I love the switching between the arms. I love how A and B are basically different arms. I like Min Min, and I like the smash attacks in the air because that's how the game arms works, and it's not broken because they're so slow.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of design, I like Min Min. Arms music is actually very good and very underrated. And Spring Stadium is actually really fun. I love the arches and I love the jumping platforms. Overall, Min Min, apart from Joker, is my favorite DLC character up to this point.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
More
That
than
is a hot
Byleth, Terry,
take.
Banjo, and
Wow.
Byleth, Terry, Banjo, and Hero. I hated half those guys. I hated more than I hated the last 4 characters in the first Fighters Pass. I'm not gonna lie. Joker was the only good one.
That's valid.
That's also that's valid.
That's valid.
Do you have anything you want to add about Min Min, Dill?
I don't know enough about the game to say
That's
like, oh, this is great, and this is like I'm not familiar in those details. I mean, I can't even
Yeah.
remember, to tell you the truth, if I even have ever played as Min Min. Like, I'm sure I have, like, just to try everybody out, but
Mhm.
yeah, I didn't know that. So like A and B function as her 2 different arms or whatever.
oh yeah, it's weird. It's
Yeah,
weird to
she's a
get
weird
used to
character.
because you're used to B being like a special attack
Special,
and A
but
being
really it's right and left.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's just right and left. It's different and it's unique.
Yeah.
But it's like you said earlier, it's a humanoid with weird movesets. So I don't think you'd be a fan of that.
Probably not. Probably not.
So after like 3-4 months, we get our next reveal of Steve from Minecraft.
Steve!
I think it's definitely a worthy inclusion because of how popular Minecraft has been the past, 12 years now? 13 years?
Yeah.
Since Minecraft was released. So I think his inclusion is definitely valid. I just think it's like very weird because I don't feel like Minecraft lends itself well because you can just change your character skin at a whim. But I understand why it would be Steve because he's kind of like he's the default skin, you know, him and Alex. And I appreciate how they didn't go the Dr. Mario route and just made Alex a second character. That would have been really stupid. I like how they handled things with his different alts attires. I thought that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I love Enderman and
Yeah.
Zombie too. Like that's super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do really like his gimmick of being able to mine and craft everything on whatever stage you're at. I appreciate the effort that Nintendo put.
I do like the mining function.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I do enjoy.
And I do appreciate Nintendo putting in the extra mile and going through every single stage so far and to make it like mineable by Steve.
Yeah.
I also
And the blocks are a different gimmick too. The blocks
Yeah.
are weird.
Mhm.
Okay, so all right, I love it, and I usually this is kind of an exception, and maybe it's because Minecraft is near and dear. I think it's hilarious, the recovery and the blocks and just going up, 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 up.
Yeah,
I
like
think
a
that stuff's
st-
hilarious. I like
like
the
a bunch of
fireworks.
steps.
Yeah, I love the cape. And I
The
can't play
Elytra.
him. I can't right the Elytra. I can't play as Steve
That's fair.
because he is funky. He's a very funky character.
I have trouble with him
And
too.
yeah, like I can't do
Yeah.
it.
And the
I
whole
can't play
It
him.
looks weird. He feels weird. He feels very rigid and stiff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no fluidity at all.
Mhm.
And I know that's part of obviously because of who he is, and like that's
Yeah.
what Minecraft is very. But like to me, I'm just like, I think that his moveset is good, and it's you could have. Let me put it this way: you could have done a really bad job with Steve. Nintendo could have done a bad job with Steve, and I think what they did was very, very accurate to Steve or to Minecraft, because really that's what it is. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not so much Minecraft's not so much about the character as it is the mechanics of the game. I think that Nintendo stayed very true to the mechanics of the game.
I think
Yeah.
I like the design philosophy, not the implementation. I think
Yeah.
the blocks and several Steve can like extend combos to like 80 or even 0 to deaths with the blocks. I don't know that I like how he plays in the game to play against or as. I don't think I like Steve in the game playing wise. But I don't think it's how they intended to design him that I have the problem with. I think it's how it turned out.
Mhm.
Obviously he deserved it. I think his reveal is amazing. I was shouting while my roommate was in a Zoom class. Like just Steve, Steve. It was great. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like his stage. It's cool. The fact that it's
Mhm.
different biomes and everything represented in Minecraft.
Yeah.
The fact that none of the songs are actual Minecraft music, they're all Minecraft dungeons, kind of bad.
Yeah,
But
you
It would
think
have
there's
been
some
nice.
you think there's some legality stuff there? Maybe.
no, it's the Minecraft music's pacing is very soft and relaxing, and that's not fighting game music. But I would have
That's
loved
true.
it as I would have loved it because it's something different. And come on,
How
is that
funny
really
would that have been to have something like that?
Sweden, which is the
Yeah.
do do do. Yeah, no, but and I don't think that's even a good excuse. Kazuya has a yodeling song. I don't know if you know that.
I don't.
A
but that's
yodeling
hilarious.
song.
Yeah, there's a song with really obnoxious yodeling from Tekken.
Okay, so after we got Steve from Minecraft, we got Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. I really liked this. He did this like the reveal had it so it wasn't too clear who it was, and then what was it? Galeem got sliced in half
Yeah,
horizontally, and it just showed Sephiroth in the sky, and I just absolutely lost it. I was so excited because I knew the second that slice happened, it was him. It was Sephiroth.
yes,
I
yeah.
saw
Now-
a similar horizontal slash in KH2. So
yeah. Now
I
I
knew it was
wasn't the
him.
same. I saw the slash and I thought of Sora cutting the buildings apart in Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, Sora, Sora! I was screaming. And then I saw him, and I love all the memes of him killing Mario, by the way. But
Mhm.
I was a little let down. Sora's my number one, and I got Sephiroth, and he's cool. I think the introduction of him killing the big boss of the game is amazing because it's like,
Yes.
no, he's the bigger boss.
Yeah.
He's very iconic. I love his moveset. Scintilla's awesome. Mega and Giga Flare are awesome. His side B is a little broken. His up B is a little broken when fully charged, but I really like it. I love how his down air is a reference to him killing an iconic and beloved video game character.
Yeah.
Really cool moveset.
Yeah. I will say this about his moveset. It feels like it's in the same vein as like Min Min or Piranha Plant, where it's like it's very unique and creative, but it's not game breaking. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, and they made him really strong, but they made him die really early, which is cool.
Mhm.
The armor with his wing is a little annoying too, but
Yeah.
that's fine. because he shouldn't live that long to begin with.
Yeah. I love his
and
final smash.
Yeah. His unique mechanic is he gets powered up when he takes on damage, but it's actually not that. It's when he's at a stock deficit. So he gets it like maybe at 40% if he's 2 stocks down. That's cool. I like that. Now let's actually talk about something very unique happened with Sephiroth, which is you could actually unlock him a week early if you beat him as a boss in the game, which was super cool. Now you remember this, John, right?
Yeah, I beat him.
Loved that, and that is something that no one who wasn't there at the time will ever experience. But I loved it to pieces. Like, you actually had to beat him as a boss to unlock him, and there were different difficulties. So on the lightest difficulty, it actually wasn't that hard. But I did it on the hardest because like it's like Sephiroth, you gotta challenge yourself.
You're a tryhard.
Yeah, exactly. I need to touch some grass.
I don't remember what difficulty I did.
I think you said mid. There were 3 difficulties.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. I really liked everything surrounding Sephiroth's release. Sephiroth's release was either the least controversial or the second least, besides Joker and maybe Banjo.
It was definitely the best handled one.
Yeah. So a lot that was handled with Sephiroth was really well handled. I love the music that came with him. Now, obviously, like, it's music to represent all of Final Fantasy VII, and it should have been in the game to begin with. But the fact that they got it in with him was cool. And his stage is beautiful. It is so pretty, and it is such a good legal stage too. I don't know if it is legal or not. I've fallen off of the Smash scene.
Yeah.
But I play it as like a legal stage all the time, and it is so good.
It is. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think it was definitely a great addition because, like you said before, we don't have that many villains in the game. You know, we got Ganon, we got Bowser, but especially third-party antagonists, we don't really see much of that. We have Sephiroth now, but who else?
Yeah. And we don't have that many hot dudes, and we finally have one. To attract more women to Smash tournaments.
Women aren't playing Smash. Women aren't playing Smash.
Well, they would if there weren't just a ton of predators in the community. But
we got shirtless Shulk. We got shirtless Sephiroth. Any other shirtless guys I'm forgetting?
I can't think of.
I don't know. The Captain Falcon's kind of like a.
He's skin tight.
He's
so maybe
he's a little. Woo! But no, Sephiroth is very good. I'm looking at the Fighters Pass, and I think 2 is way stronger than 1.
It was. It definitely had higher moments than 1.
So I think that's all I really have to say about Sephiroth. His range is insane, and he's kind of hard to play around. And his side B is really cool. The rotating orbs, and like it's not like Joker where it's like definitive damage over time. It's like, oh, I can block it, but also he can mess with me when the time is coming. So I think his side B is like a really unique mechanic that I like a lot. And like if you get your opponent close to the blast zone, they can finish it off. It's great. I think that's actually his most unique mechanic. That and Scintilla. Which is funny. That's a projectile. Have you? Okay, this is actually something that happens. Have you guys ever seen Ness or Lucas F smash Scintilla?
No. I don't know what Scintilla is.
Scintilla is his down B, which is like a counter where if you hit it, it hits back, but like way harder. Well, it hits back as a projectile, and Ness and Lucas, their F smash reflect. So because it's a projectile, it'll kill Sephiroth at 0.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
Min up smash and Kazuya F tilt are the same. They all reflect, and they will just murder Sephiroth immediately.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So we have 2 last characters to go for, and in my opinion, they were very underwhelming, both of them. We got Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade. I hated the reveal. I hated it. Here's to summarize Sephiroth's reveal. They said, okay, here's some Smash Bros stuff. Boom, reveal. Within like the first 10 seconds of the reveal, you see Sephiroth, and it shows like the little screen saying that he's included in the game now. He's coming. With Pyra and Mithra,
It took like a minute and a half, and that was a long minute
they
and a half.
padded it out by like it felt more like 2 to 3 minutes, and it felt like a trailer for a completely different game. It did not feel like Smash Bros. And like
I
within
thought
the
it was
last
Xenoblade 3 originally.
yeah, within the last like 20 to 30 seconds of that trailer, they're just like coming to Smash, and it's just like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. Now, I have played Xenoblade 2, and I very much liked it. I like the characters. Fun world, interesting world, a lot of cool lore. Never even made it to the part where you meet Pyra, or not Pyra, Mithra. But I was happy, and once again, it's Nintendo supporting their smaller companies, and also I think it was a favor to Monolith Soft, which is a co-developer with them. They did Xenoblade 1 and 2, and they actually developed the world for Breath of the Wild, so they're a very valuable partner to Nintendo.
Mhm.
And I think it's kind of like, oh, we need to throw you guys a bone. So
Yeah.
I get it. I didn't hate the reveal. I was pretty happy. My roommate was in love with it. So there were people who liked it. A lot of negativity. A lot of like, oh, another Nintendo character. Will we even get any more third parties?
Yeah, that was
I
my
understand.
opinion.
Yeah, I understand, but it's something I appreciated. So any thoughts from you, Dylan? Were you following at the time?
I wasn't following at the time, but I remember watching that reveal and being like, I agree. Like, this did not feel like Smash at all. Like,
Yeah.
it felt like it was like, what are we doing? Like, what? What is
Well,
this?
Yeah.
And this is actually a little interesting because it's the only reveal not made by the Smash team. This was made by Monolith Soft. It's
Okay.
the
You can
only
tell.
one. Yeah, and you can tell.
You can tell because it was
Um,
dog shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
that makes sense. But actually,
So-
like, I don't know the deep lore of Xenoblade or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like Pyramithra.
Okay.
Like, I like Pyramithra. Like,
I like them a lot. I
I don't know. Like, they're just they're good.
They're weird.
like they're well designed. Like,
fun.
okay. So Mithra is Sheik with a sword, which is busted, and then Pyra is stronger Ike. And the fact that you get both in one package,
Yeah.
like Pyra and Mithra are the best character in the game, in my humble opinion, by a fair bit.
Still waiting. Still waiting
Palutena,
on that nerf.
yeah, Palutena, Pika, and Joker are the others in like the top echelon, I would say. But I do think Pyra and Myth are the best. They're really good and they're really fun. Like I can
Mhm.
just do whatever I want with them. They're too fun. Now, I was talking to my friend, big fighting game guy, wish I had him on, who says that characters, when they're being designed, are supposed to have weaknesses to exploit as well as strengths. So it's a balancing act, and you're supposed to be aware of your weaknesses and cover them. And Pyre and Mithra, apart from having a slightly bad recovery, don't have a weakness. So it's kind of a problem. There is a
Mhm.
design issue with them, but they're too fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just enjoy them. Like, they just play really well.
and aesthetically they're good. Their map is okay. I like it. I love their alts, their skins. I actually think they have the best alts out of all the DLC. Like
Ooh.
I'm
the
looking
most
at it right
variety.
now. Like, the all black is really cool.
Yeah.
I think I would say Steve probably has better tires.
I
don't know.
I don't think they capture Minecraft well because like a lot of people will have like Halo skins or whatever. Meanwhile, all the skins they have for Steve are vanilla Microsoft Minecraft
Mhm.
skins. I think they're kind of bland, I'm not gonna lie.
I like the green ones too. I'm looking at them like
Well, and actually, Pyre and Mythos skins represent different characters, which Jokers do too. But so I play a skin that represents my favorite character in Xenoblade Nia, or like the green and white one represents a character named Numa. Like it's cool, and I like how they have one that where their color schemes are reversed. So Mythra looks like Pyra, Pyra looks like Mythra. That's funny.
Yeah.
So I just like them, and you know, Xenoblade music. I don't know if anyone's even added for them, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Their stage is cool, but they're just so fun to play. Like I don't have anything apart to say from that. They're too strong. They are, but they're so fun.
Yeah. Oof.
Sorry about the rant.
Pretty rant heavy today.
Yeah.
All right, we
Well,
got
there's a
one
lot to
last.
say.
We got one last character to go through.
old
most
number
recent-
80 old number 81.
The most recent character added into Smash Brothers, Kamoshida,
Obayakawa.
Kazumuza Wazu.
Kasumi,
Yeah. No.
Kazuya
Um.
from Tekken.
Could. Yeah. Yeah.
Cowabunga from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Cowabunga. Yeah.
We got, so okay. I will say this: we got Banjo earlier. It only made sense that we get Kazooie now. No, so I was aware of Tekken. I thought it was Heihachi or bust. Kazuya does have a more interesting moveset, I'm not gonna lie, and he's also the future of the Tekken franchise. Heihachi, spoiler alert, dies in Tekken 7 like permanently. So he can't be the face of Tekken anymore. I think his character design is very bland. I think his
Yeah.
moveset sucks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't like Tekken. I don't like I said, I don't like the traditional fighters, period, apart from Ryu. He's the only one who deserves it.
Like Ryu's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a little disappointed in terms of his moveset. He's like fine, I guess. I'm always going to approach it as, how do I play this as someone who will never learn the special inputs because I do not care.
Yeah.
And as someone who won't ever learn the special inputs, he's fine to play, but like you're never gonna become good with him unless you learn that, which is so unfriendly to new players as him. And he's just not fun.
Yeah. He's
He
just
is
not that interesting, you know?
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. He's like every other Tekken character. Like
Like, I haven't been
Happy
keeping track on this.
Meal.
I haven't been keeping track on this, but what was there 4 different characters from Fighters Pass 1 that I didn't know? And in Fighters Pass 2, there was 3 so far. Because I knew Minecraft Steve and I knew Sephiroth. So there was 6, I think.
Yeah. No, that's 7.
7,
Almost
yeah,
3.
7.
Yeah, no.
Including
So,
Joker, that was 7, and that's a bit much.
Yeah.
And this
So
isn't like characters that I wanted. These are characters that I had no idea existed before Smash.
Yeah, I know of a lot of characters, and I didn't know Kazuya by name. I knew of his existence. Like, I knew he's like, there's a son of Heihachi who uses evil powers. I knew somewhat of him. I'm not a Tekken player.
Yeah.
I looked at the Tekken roster, and they have more interesting characters I would have liked included. The one they should have included is actually a character who is both in Tekken and Soul Calibur. His name is Yoshimitsu, and like a movie has in that game is he uses like a katana as a helicopter to fly. Like he's really goofy. And actually has a move where he turns around and stabs through himself to stab his opponent. He's like really goofy. But I would have liked that. I would have really liked that for Smash.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, and he'd represent both series. So I think there's a missed opportunity. I don't like Kazuya. But I get it, I guess. And
it's like it's just black.
Yeah. And this actually was definitely a favor, because Kazuya is a Bandai Namco character, and Bandai Namco does the legwork for Smash. Sakurai does the directing, but they do like the programming and stuff. So they're actually the people who made Kazuya are actually the real developers for Smash. So I get it. I'm not happy, but I get it.
That's fair to say.
His stage is cool.
Yeah.
He has a lot of songs. Some of them are fun. The yodeling one cracks me up. I love the yodeling one. Whenever I play stage, I do the yodeling song.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But why that over Megalovania?
That's fair. So it's Kazuya, half a thumb down. Like I haven't been doing thumbs for everyone, but
no,
like
that's fine.
Not really a fan, but like it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I was even more underwhelmed than I was with Min Min.
Damn.
I was like,
yeah.
I wasn't like extremely disappointed, but like you guys got me so hyped to watch this reveal, and I was like, God, this is like the first reveal I'm watching since Sephiroth. Like, man, I really hope this is cool. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Okay, we threw Ganondorf off a cliff. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Who is this? You know, I was like, man.
Well, yeah. And to be fair, I mentioned the villain thing with Sephiroth. Kazuya is a protagonist, and he's also an anti-hero. Like, he's kind of evil, but he's not, like, the main bad guy. So that's like interesting, I guess. I think his design is bland,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. He's unique. His devil form is cool. I do actually like his devil form transformation. And his like super side B grab and like the zoom ins on his grabs. That's all cool. I think that's a good way to represent Tekken. The
Mhm.
fact that he doesn't have the Smash announcer, but he has the Tekken announcer is cool. So they do cool things with him,
I'm
but
not saying like they didn't try and like it's like, eh.
yeah,
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, damn, like something
that
cool.
could have been anyone else.
Like
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
think like honestly like all right. Are we comfortable to start like wrapping up what we've talked about so far? Because here's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I'm not saying that because we don't like most of these characters that they didn't try. Like Nintendo didn't try or put effort into them. They obviously did.
They did.
Mhm.
But it's just a lot of misses. Like
For you on a personal level. I
on a
Yeah.
guess.
personal level. But I'm
On a
not
personal
saying
level.
that they like I'm not saying they were reckless with it. That's not the case. They really were not.
And that's
I
not to
mean,
say
if
like that's not to say like, oh, your choice out there, audience member, was bad, but like I don't know. You have to recognize that if your top pick made in, then someone else's might not have, and they might not like your character, and that's fine. And they can complain about it and you can defend it, just don't be toxic to each other.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I hate to say this, Dylan, but you just got to look at the target demographic for Smash Ultimate. They're not really trying to pander to Sony fans, PlayStation fanboys, or PC gamers. They're appeasing the Nintendo market and yeah, some of the Xbox as well, but I hate saying it because there's so many good inclusions for Smash in the Sony library, but I don't know. But I think that's a good jumping off point to our next part where we speculate our last character in this Fighters Pass. Hopefully we'll get them by the end of this year. All right,
Okay,
so
we're
now
back with the guest now. This is Matt, my roommate. So we're moving on to character speculation for the final character.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts, Rainbow roommate?
I know this guy wants Sora a lot.
A little bit.
Just a
might
bit.
Might have mentioned it in passing already.
Yeah.
So I will lead with this. Ever since Snake and Sonic got into the game of Brawl, and I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 around the time, I wanted nothing more than Sora to be in the game, in final form to be his final smash. I've had all these ideas for moveset.
Oh, I was
have
thinking
become in
Trinity
love with
Limit.
the idea for 13 years at this point.
I was thinking Trinity Limit would be his final smash.
That one makes more sense, but final form is so dope and dripping.
Yeah.
And it's all about the drip, John.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So I'm not holding out hope at this point for my number one pick because I understand there's a lot of other viable picks that'll make other people happy.
Yeah.
But man, do I want it. So I just need to remember to be respectful, keep my expectations low, and just appreciate
See what
the game
happens.
at this point.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. I think I know who it's gonna be.
Oh, big claim.
Big claim. Big claim. So here's the thing. I have sat through watching all these directs, all these different reveals happening, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, so Nintendo's they're going to try to go huge with this last reveal. They're going to try to excite as many people as they can, and they got to go with a character that will do that, and that is desperately wanted by them, but also easy to pour into the game. I think it might be Geno.
No. So here's the reason it's not Geno. They sold Geno as a Mii outfit for Sephiroth. They sold him for 75 cents for Sephiroth 3 characters ago.
And it is a tragedy.
Yeah,
It is.
Geno's dead. Geno fans are they understand he's not coming. He's a Mii
Okay.
costume. It's exactly what happened to Sans. No, Geno's not.
Okay.
They would not charge people for a Mii costume of a character that they are going to release, especially
That's
in
fair.
the same fighter pass.
Mm-hmm.
If the Geno costume was a fighter pass one thing, maybe, but
I don't know.
I mean, that's my opinion. They wouldn't double charge people for the same character.
Does anyone know if they have any Mortal Kombat costumes?
That's a
They
good
do not.
question.
Okay.
They
'Cause
do not.
I was thinking they've been having a lot of FGC
Representation.
representation lately, and they might do Mortal Kombat because that's like the last one they haven't done. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
do
mean,
you-
I could see like Scorpion or Sub Zero, whatever Cage, they want to go with. I get that. That'd be cool. Raiden. They could do Raiden from Metal Gear. Like, there's so many characters. Kratos, Big Father or Big Daddy from BioShock. Nathan Drake, Lara Croft, Hatsune Miku, Chorus Kids. Like, there's so many. Hatsune Miku would be awesome.
Sora,
Um,
Crash.
Yeah, Sora,
Team
Crash.
Crash over here.
I know. That's why I brought
Yeah,
him
and
up.
Crash would be cool. I don't want Crash. I want Crash more than Master Chief. So here's my thing that I think is important. I do think tone matters. Now, we've seen this break a little bit with like Bayonetta, Snake, and Kazuya. But like I think they need to be goofy in some way. And like those things are goofy. Like Bayonetta's like really over the top, like riding motorcycles, shooting guns at God type stuff, like really
Oof.
over the top. And then like in Tekken, there's literally a karate fighting bear. and-
Panda.
yeah.
Panda.
Yeah. There's two. There's Panda and there's Kuma.
Yeah.
And what was the other one I mentioned? It doesn't matter. Oh, Snake. Yeah, you can literally. Okay, this is really fun. Snake is so goofy. You can shoot someone, have a vulture eat their corpse, shoot the vulture, eat the vulture, and then when you encounter their ghost, they'll say, "You ate me." Super goofy. So that's why I don't think Master Chief would fit.
Okay.
Now, that's all to lead up that I think Master Chief's tone is too serious for Smash.
Maybe.
That's why I say the same thing with Lara Croft. Same deal. Nathan Drake. It just doesn't fit. It's not the right fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's easy
Yeah.
to see Crash or Spyro in the game.
Yeah. Or Sora.
Sora.
Man literally has
Yeah.
Goofy.
Yeah.
So
When
I
is
Um,
the
think tone
next
matters.
reveal supposed to take place?
What's that?
Do we know when the next reveal is supposed to take place or no?
No, but for the last 5 years there has been a Nintendo Direct mid-September.
Yep. Every year.
For the last 5 years. And that's why I wanted to get
That
this video
would
done.
that
so
would
soon.
be round this time.
Literally,
Yes.
it literally 2 or 3 years ago. My birthday's on the 14th. They had it on
Mhm.
my birthday.
Hmm.
Like they mid-September directs are really common.
It's back to school for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I do think we're coming up, and I don't know. I really want them to represent something new. That's why I said Hatsune Miku. A character you guys probably aren't familiar with really at all.
I'm a little
The
bit
reason
now.
I say her, anime girl, really weird, really has a really weird fan base, really like fanatic. They actually have virtual concerts with her, but we don't have a rhythm game representative in Smash apart from kind of Donkey Kong.
We also
And
don't
that's-
have a
I think
Disney
is
rep.
important. What?
I said we also don't have a Disney rep.
But we're not looking to represent franchises. We're looking
I
to
know.
represent gaming.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah, Sakurai has mentioned that he wants Smash to be a gaming Hall of Fame, and that's what a lot of the fan base wants. And so, like, we don't have a first
Game
person
Hall of
game.
Fame. You're
You're
asking for Crash, Spyro, Sora.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's weird to say that and think there's a character named Rob in this game.
yeah.
There's a character
Well, I
named
think he
Game
represents
and
video
Watch
game
in this.
accessories like nunchuck or Wii Zapper, like the Guitar Hero like controller. Like that's a part of gaming, and that's what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is something to think about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they did a good job personally, and like retro they cover with Ice Climbers and a ton of characters, Mega Man.
Yeah.
So like
But yeah.
we don't have an FPS. That's why I would like Doom Guy. I don't think we're getting one. I don't think we need one, but a Call of Duty character would be hilarious, like Captain Price or Soph. That would be great. But like, I don't know. I want it to be something that a lot of people can appreciate, and that's something against Sora is like, oh, another spiky-haired anime sword boy, and it's like, yeah, but this one's like different.
This one's greatly wanted,
Yeah.
and it's a bit of a Sony rep, kind of.
So I do probably think that Crash would be better received.
Mhm.
So, but there are a lot of characters. The horizon's literally the limit.
Yeah.
And you know, Ultimate is going to be the biggest Smash game, but I don't want people to think that this is going to be our last Smash character ever.
Fair enough. That's fair to
Because
say.
there will be future Smash games. They will cut the roster down and then they'll add new characters. Your character may get cut in the Smash game. So just know that and just hope for the future. Accurate, be respectful online, and just
Play
engage in
Sony
discussion.
games instead.
Yeah, and like engage in discussion. It's fun to talk about. Just don't be a dick. Like I
Yeah.
listen to leaks weekly, and it's super fun to like discuss. Like, is this one legitimate? Is this one fake?
Mhm.
But
At times it can be, but at
Most
others it
of
just gets your hopes up, and it's just like, oh, cool, this person's definitely gonna get in, and then when they don't, you're just like, well,
Yeah.
darn.
yeah, you need to be good at managing your expectations, I guess.
Yeah.
But no. So what are your guys' tops? So Crash, Sora, Crash for you, Sora for me. You would probably be Madeline, right?
Yeah, I'm so Celeste is my favorite game of like all time. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's a
It's a 2D platformer.
yeah 2D
Mhm.
platformer. It's on the Switch. It's also basically on every console at this point. But the main girl from that game is her name is Madeline. It's very Melee inspired because it's basically you move by wave dashing for the most part. So
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, Madeline is a super oddball choice from an indie game, but like I would love to see Madeline.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want it to be a Pokemon. I would actually ride if it was
What about an Among Us bean?
No,
that would be funny.
Yeah.
I would have to laugh.
it'd be
at that.
hilarious. The meme would be
Really
hilarious.
Fortnite Jonesy, I would puke.
Yeah.
So, I just realized. So if we have an FPS rep, what are so like when thinking about like FPSs that have like abilities and stuff to like represent like
Yeah.
so Valorant.
Yeah.
Question mark. Like
That would be cool.
Phoenix or Jet, maybe. I don't think it would happen, but like if they really want an FPS, like
Yeah.
Valorant would be a
That
good
would
one.
be cool.
'Cause, like they don't have
Mhm.
good ties with Overwatch right now.
No,
so,
no, Nintendo and Overwatch are
Yeah.
angry at each other.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and actually, it's not entirely true to say we don't have a first-person rep. Samus in the Prime games is a first-person shooter, but it's underrepresented to say the least.
Yeah.
Every genre is represented, but rhythm and FPS are by far the least. In terms of shooter, we have Prime and Splatoon.
Mhm.
kind of.
And Snake, you're right. So, I don't know. RPGs are overrepresented. But, like, I don't know. Do you guys have any strong feelings of who you think it could be? Do you think it'll be a disappointment? Do you think it'll be big?
I don't know the character yet, and I'm already disappointed.
Damn.
I'm joking. No, I don't
My-
really care.
Here's what
I'm
my
just
brain
along for the
tells me.
ride.
My brain tells me like Nintendo is not stupid, and they know that there's a certain portion of the market that has just been very unhappy with the last 8 characters that have come out. So I think they know to an extent, like, don't screw this up.
Yeah.
So my brain tells me that this is going to be a big one,
Mhm.
and it might not be like who I want. It might not be Crash, Spyro, Sora.
Catchy.
So those would be those would be my 3. Like I could live with those 3. But like, it's probably going to be someone like this. Might be like one of the larger reveals, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
I have a very strong gut feeling about that.
Let me ask this to finish off the discussion, I guess. Everyone give 3 characters that you think are actually, if you can get 3. If you can't, that's fine. 3 characters you think are most likely and 3 characters you most want.
They're
And
gonna
if there-
be. They're
if
gonna
there's
overlap.
That's fine. So I can actually, I can start because I understand that I just
Yeah, I have no
most
idea.
likely. Number 1, Master Chief. Number 2, Crash. Number 3, Sora.
Do you think
Most
those are?
likely.
Did you
I
say those are
guess.
most likely?
Most likely.
I don't know.
Chief is
I
most
can't
likely.
honestly. I'm not. I can't really sit here and pretend to understand the rationale behind the characters that Nintendo adds. I can just say, yeah, it'd be cool if these characters get in. So I guess this would be like my 3 most wanted characters would be Sora, Crash, and maybe Akechi.
Oh wow. Okay.
That I'm a Crash, Spyro, Sora in order. A big gap between Spyro and Sora.
I understand.
That's-
You want more for us. Not
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's
But
fair to say. I would probably rank Spyro my 4th.
yeah. But like that being said,
Yeah.
most likely I can definitely see oh god. I mean like and maybe it's just what we've been talking about or like what I'm hearing, but I can see Sora in the game. I can see a very real possibility where like, here we go. We got you. Like
Yeah, we got you, fam.
throw it around. I think that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
Well, didn't the newest Kingdom Hearts, didn't they have a rhythm game on the Switch or something? Or is
They
that-
did.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
So it's
They
not like
did.
they don't have bad ties with Nintendo. So
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely think it might be a possibility for Sora to be in the game.
Yeah.
That's not the
You have
first-
three most likely or most wanted.
I put Sora in both lists.
Okay.
I'd also like to see Spyro. And then I would love Madeline, but I don't think she'd get in. I
Yeah.
don't think they're really gonna.
She's a moonshot character.
Yeah, I don't see them putting in an indie character like that. And if they did put in an indie,
It would have been
character,
Sans.
I would
Yeah.
have even said Shovel Knight, but
That's fair.
he's an assist trophy now, so
Okay. And for my most wanted, number 1 Sora, number 2 Crash for my homies, and number 3 probably Doom Guy. I think Doom Guy would have an awesome moveset and he'd be super goofy.
Fair enough. Fair
I could see,
enough.
like, his like Smash X be just like a double like pump shotgun like boom.
Oh, his down smash.
Yeah,
So, F smash chains.
yeah.
Yeah, he'd be fun. But yeah, I guess that's it.
All right,
and
time for our
yeah,
last
we'll-
rankings. So,
Yeah.
Matt, as a guest, you can vote for who deserves each spot, but you can't be voted on. This is basically us deciding, okay, who contributed the most to a conversation gets player 1, least gets player 3, and the middle gets player 2. So, we'll give you a minute to think about that.
Okay.
So how do we vote for this? Don't we usually say player 2 first, and then 3, then 1?
I thought we did 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, just to reiterate, I'm John. This is Dylan. In case Matt needs to know. So, who deserves player 3? Player 3 spot. Who contributed the least to the discussion? All right. Ready? Set. Go. Dylan.
So, Dylan. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Player 2 contributed the most middle amount. 3, 2, 1.
John.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then we're
yeah.
cool with Ryan
I
being.
popped off. Don't worry, I'll get player 3 for the Crash discussion. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll make sure. And then we're cool with Ryan being player 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That
Everyone,
concludes
thanks a
our
ton for
first
watching.
season.
Yeah.
That concludes it.
Okay.
Hope
See you in season 2.
y'all's enjoyed. See you next time.